going to talk about the noise on the Hypervibe. So I've had this for about a year, so I'm going to do my annual year review on the noise. Now I haven't, obviously this is a residential, so it's not a commercial, so I haven't had to do any work on it, but over like 25 to 28 hertz, everything gets really noisy. And this one, the Hypervibe, goes to 28 hertz, and this is a light machine. It's only 110 pounds, so you know, for this small machine at 28 hertz, this is actually not a noisy machine. Normally it would be very noisy if something with this type of power, but I don't know what they did, but I'm going to show you, under here, here's these flaps right here. So if you look closely, this extra flap right here, like you could actually bend this back and look. And there, for the Hypervibe, they put these bolts here, and they bolted it down, but there's still like a little bit left. And this is, in a commercial setting, you know, the bumps get worn out after 3 years, and then it might get a little slippery, but in a residential, that's, you know, that doesn't matter. But these flaps get a little, you know, flappage. The extra, is that a word? Flappage? Is that a word? The flappage? But they get, so you could just put like a little glue. See, it's like almost, you can see the glue. It's like, you could just put a little crazy glue if it comes up a little bit. So you can, and you can actually, for the Hypervibe, you can actually take off the logo. You see that? You can actually take off the logo. And if you take off this motor, I mean, if you take off this plate, you can actually see the motor. You can actually see the motor, and it is 900 watts. And it is 100, I mean, it's 1.25, 1.25 horsepower. We won't take off the plate. But like if you look over here, at this one over here, this is it doesn't have anything to flap. So this one's very quiet. This particular type of plate, this one just has this extra rubber. It absorbs right here some of the friction, but it does get, you know, a little loose after years, and you can just put a little glue. But it doesn't come off. I mean, it's bolted together.
I need your help though. You know how to do it? You have to pay for it. How do you pay for it?
But I guess my point was, like, for this machine being 110 pounds, a smaller plate, it's 22 inches across. I'm sorry, 24 inches across for this plate. It's just deceiving. It's like an illusion because there's a lot of skirt right here. But this particular plate is very, very powerful, and it's actually, you know, it should be at this small plate at 110 pounds. I don't know what they did, but it should be shaking the whole floor. It should be shaking the whole floor. But this one, I don't know what they did. Like a 22-inch plate at 110 pounds with this 900-watt motor. I don't know what they did, but it is actually a very sturdy, powerful but sturdy machine. So let me get on it and put it at a higher hertz, and I'll show you. Now this is actually all the way at 28. So my voice is vibrating, but you can see it's very sturdy. It doesn't shake or move around. It doesn't shake the floor or move around. It's a very sturdy plate. You almost have to like bend your knees to stand on it. This Hypervibe, and you know, this machine is not made for commercial use. I mean, it's a lightweight machine. It's 110 pounds. It's a very powerful machine. It's 900-watt machine. It goes to 28 hertz, so it's a very powerful machine. But you know, it has a plastic skirt around. It's very lightweight. So you know, right here, it's not, you know, if it's in a commercial setting, it's not meant to be stood on, or you know, weights drop on it and stuff like that. But guess what? If it does crack, you know, over for like 4 or 5 years of heavy use on it, it's a it's $50 actually. It's $50 to replace that. But the motor, if you stand on this machine at 28 hertz, it's so powerful. It feels, if you close your eyes, it feels like you're standing on that $15,000 Galileo. It is so powerful. I'm gonna put it to 28 and show you the power of this machine. So this machine obviously is a very powerful machine, but the tilt mechanism, the bearings underneath, the motor never burns out. I mean, it's a very powerful motor, but the tilt mechanism, the bearing, over time, that's what makes it a little noisy. I mean, they get a little worn out, it makes it noisy. If you had to replace that, it'd be $75 to replace. So compared to spending $15,000 for the Galileo, which you never have to replace, it would be a $50 replacement. So, here I have the Hypervibe, the Pulsar, and over here I have the Forever Fit. So here's 3 of the top machines. Now, this one has a 500 watt pivotal, 300 watt spiral. One over here, the Pulsar, has the same 500 and 300. These are heavier plates, but this one's only 110 pounds, but a 900 watt motor. So, just standing on all 3, you feel it going all the way up your spine. This one has the strongest vibration. Of all 3, this one's a winner. I mean, the Hypervibe, I would say, is the strongest vibration that I feel between the 3 plates.